Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey video for the 83-84 Edmonton Oilers, trying to simulate the Oilers and see if we can be the Stanley Cup champions. We have 55 points, which is the highest in our conference by an inch over St. Louis. We're 26, 17, and 3. We were once, 11, 10, and 2 or something like that. And we've been on a bit of a roll. Calgary's in second place in our division, then Winnipeg and Vancouver. Los Angeles is nowhere near. Everything's fine. In the North Division, we have St. Louis, Minnesota, Chicago, Toronto. Detroit is catching up a little bit to Toronto. In the Adams, Buffalo and Boston are looking confident in the 60s. Montreal and Quebec are doing decently. Hartford has been slipping. They're way back. In the Patrick, Washington, and New York in the 60s. Islanders and Philly also there. Pittsburgh and New Jersey are just crap. In real life, they took part in what they called the Turtle Derby to get Mario Lemieux. Wayne Gretzky leads in goals with 36, being Pierre Larouche, Michel Goulet, and Rick 5. We have 7 30-goal scorers alongside those 4 guys. Brian Sutter, Dale Hawerchuk, and Mike Gardner have 30 goals. Steve Larmer and Mike Bossy are going to probably get to 30 soon. Glenn Anderson, Paul Coffey tied for 19th from goals. Points-wise, Gretzky 36 goals, 59 assists for 95 points. He's in the lead. Dale Hawerchuk and Brian Trottier are 2, 3 in points. Paul Coffey's actually 4th, which is pretty impressive. By goals against, Tom Barrasso looking hot with Willie Mullison and Pat Regan doing their jobs. Anthony Moog's 11th, despite being 16, 3, and 4, and being a little bit better than Bob Froze. Whereas Grant Fuhr is 19th. Standings wise, we've played 46 games. Everyone's played 46, 47, or 48, except for Philly and Pittsburgh, who played 45, and Hartford, who played 54. Points percentage. Nothing really has changed for points percentage. Goal scoring, we have 210 goals, the most in the conference, beating Minnesota by 4. And we're number 1 in the NHL. Very good. 171 goals against. That's the least in our league. However, 7 teams in the Wales Conference have fewer goals against. So basically, it's the defense. The Wales Conference is the defense of conference. We're the offensive conference. We're 11-8-1 at home, 15-9 and 2 on the road. On the road, we have 15 wins tied with Buffalo and Washington for the most wins on the road. 11 home wins. That is tied for 4th in our conference behind Chicago, Minnesota, and St. Louis. Highlights. Lots of hat tricks. There have been 44 of them. All that. Gretzky's the last guy to score a hat trick. Lane Lambert, when Detroit beat Edmonton 7-6, scored a hat trick against us. Lots of 30-point games. The top 5, Toronto, New Jersey, October 16th, when Toronto was up 6-3 and choked it to the Devils, who finally won a game. St. Louis' 7-6 win on December 23rd, when it was a big battle. St. Louis, Montreal on January 7th, when Montreal was up 5-2 and Walmsley couldn't save the puck to save his life. Anderson, Dorr, Pedersen, Mullen, Turnbull, and Chouinard. The goals for St. Louis. Hartford, Calgary from January 13th, when Calgary was up 5-1 and choked it. Zook, Turgeon, Neufeld, and then Greg Malone in overtime. Serves them right after that 4-goal comeback against us last time. Toronto, LA 7-6 on October the 8th. Only the second game of the year for both teams. Our highest rated game is a 6-5 loss to fucking Hartford in overtime. Thanks to Silton. And we are at January the 18th. We are hosting Vancouver, our division rival. Fuhr in the net against King Richard Brodeur, who 2 years prior helped the Canucks get to the Stanley Cup Finals improbably. And I mean really improbably. You know the story about the 1982 Vancouver Canucks? They were definitely not going to make it out of their division. Everyone thought Edmonton was going to do it, but Edmonton fell in the Miracle in Manchester Series to LA. John Garrett and Frank Caprice are your other goalies from Vancouver. Our other goalie is Amy Moog. We have the great one Wayne Gretzky, Glenn Anderson, Yuri Curry, the original Finnish Flash, Paul Coffey, Kitchener, Moose Messier, Patty Hughes, Dave Hunter, Wheeler Lindstrom, Ken the Rat Linsman, Dr. Randy Gregg, yes, he was a doctor one time. Earl Puzar, Charlie Huddy, Kevin McLean, Don Jackson, Dave Lumley, Dave Semenko the Protector, Lou Fogelin, Kevin Lowe, Pat Conacher, Rick Chartrout, Kitchener, and also from Venezuela, Ken Berry, Randall Simonin, and Jim Playfair, who is known for his quote unquote fantastic YouTube meltdown. His meltdown kind on YouTube. Canuckles have Tony Tanti, Patrick Sundstrom, Darcy Rota, Stan Smeel. His number is retired by the Canucks. Thomas Gardine, Rick Lawrence, Gary Lupo, Cam Neely, yes. Everyone forgets that Cam Neely, he is a Boston legend, yes, but he used to be a Vancouver Canuck. The Canucks decided to trade Cam Neely for the one of a former 50 goal scorer by the name of Barry Pedersen, and he sucked. I have Barry Pedersen's card in 1991 with the Whalers. Tiger Williams still around, Mo LeMay, Yuri Gillis, Jim Nill, Doug Howard, who Boston wasted their pick on, Balland, Yuri Bubla, Michel Petit, Lars Moline, Harold Snaps, Tony Curry, Kevin McCarthy, Andy Schlemberger, Mark Curtin, Ron Delhomme. I thought that he was from the Kitchener Rangers, but he was not. All right, here we go. Much later. Okay. Lee Willie Lindstrom scores the goal. Has 14 from Moose and Gratz. So anyhow, let's go to the second period. Tiger uppercut. Three minutes later, Coffee gets whacked by Jim Nill. Coffee gets hit. Coffee fumbles, lands. Phew. Boy, Coffee would have been benched. Increased by one. He's in the zone. Auto zone. The Nill on the Canuckles. 3 minutes into the play. No chance. Gillis. Stop by me. Yeah, we got rid of Tom Rolston for him. 4 minutes into the game. But they score. Darcy Rhoda has 17 from Lance and breaks up the shutout. 3 minutes later, Michel Petit. Coffee and Hughes. So we will with 2 and 2. Oh, McClellan. Vancouver takes the penalty. Stan Smeel. Corridon. 3 minutes later. I'm not going to. That was like 2-0. Oh, we got a penalty. Wow. There were only 2 goals in the first 2 periods and then 6 in the third period, all but one of them ours. So Lindstrom, McLellan, Lindstrom, Curry, Lowe, Hughes. As for assists, Gretzky got 4 of them. Coffee got 4 assists too. So that's pretty good. Gretzky and Coffee are getting the points when they are passing the puck, not scoring. So we win 7-1. We are number 1 in the world, Mike. Our next game is hosting the pathetic LA Kings. Vancouver loses to Winnipeg, but only by 1. So we host LA and Grant Fuhr back in the net against Mario Lazard, who was supposed to be good, but he was on the end of his rope by 84. He was the main goalie in 82 when the Kings took care of the Oilers in the Miracle in Manchester series. We also have Mike Blake, Marcus Matson, Gary Lasakowski, and Marco Barron. They didn't really know who to put in that. The Kings in their royal purple, forum purple jerseys, Charlie Simmer alongside Marcel Dion and Dave Taylor. The Triple Crown line still around. Simmer was traded to Boston, I think, after this season, and that was the end of that. Bernie Nichols, he was a King before he was a Ranger. Marcel Dion, yeah. Jimmy Fox, who was spent many years being the commentator for the LA Kings. Brian McClelland, Doug Smith, Anders Hackison, Mike McEwen. I had him with the 82 Islanders. You know, he was good for the Rangers, and then he got traded to Colorado for Barry Beck. And then Don Cherry mishandled him. Wes Jarvis, Mark Hardy, future Ranger. Ken Houston, former Atlanta Flame. Steve Kristoff, part of the American Ice team. Terry Wiskowski, former Blackhawk. John Paul Kelly. You probably thought was a guy from Saved by the Bell. No, that was Mark Paul Gosselaar. Ross Anderson, Jay Wells from Paris, Mark Chorney, Kevin Lavallee, Brian Anglin still around, Fred Barrett, Dean Kennedy, and all that. Yeah, Larry Murphy got traded. Go ahead. 2 minutes later. Okay. Much later. Curry Dong. His 24 from Coffee McClellan. We have to go 30-0-2 to tie the original record. So we have to go on a 32-game unbeaten string. Dealt that highly. 4 minutes later. 20 minutes. 3 minutes later. 5 minutes later. Wee Willie Lindstrom, his 16 from Hunter and Jackson, makes it 3-0. Yeah, they're losing it. 6 minutes later. Oh, that's the That's 19 from Linsman and Coffee, so Laskowski is going to come in. Now there's a chance, Dougie Smith. Fight. Jay Wells and Kevin McClelland. Jay Wells is out. That hurts them because they're defensemen, and that will be the end of the period. We 5, they 0. 2 minutes later, Taylor trying to break up the shutout. No. 3 minutes later, DeYoung gets whacked by McClelland. Ah, crap. I knew it. Jim Fox is 18 for Wiskowski and Dave Taylor. Again, Fear loses the shutout in the third period. And Marcel Dion scores from Wells and Nichols. Man, it's 5-2. Uh-oh. Hit. Just trying to kill him. That was like, wow, maybe we overshot ourselves. Jimmy Fox, no. No chance. Hackinson, no. Unfortunately, we get out of there with a 6-2 win. So the Kings tried and failed. Lazard just had nothing in the tank. That's why he was faltering. So another win. And are we playing again? Geez, there's 9 games. Oh, we're in Los Angeles. But the rule is that I simulate only if we lose or tie, or we play someone twice within a video. Because we already played Los Angeles, we have to simulate. And it was 6-0. Fear God a shutout over Mike Blake. Curry, Hughes, Linsman, Gregg, Curry, and Messier. Curry's been on fire. 5 goals in 2 games. So yeah, Montreal loses on Hockey Night in Canada 6-1. That brutal. Quebec, wow. Quebec, Gagne sees etc. Hockey Soirée de Hockey. And Toronto loses on Hockey Night in Canada by a long shot. Vancouver, Winnipeg, tire. 23rd, no game for us. 24th, we are on pins and needles. 25th, we are in Vancouver, but we've already played Vancouver in this video, so we have to simulate. And we lose 5-2. Moog fucked it up against Brodeur. How? Gretzky and Curry scored, but Bellin, Neely, Tiger, Tanty, and Schmiel. Fuck off. Are you laughing at me? We would be playing New Jersey, but because we lost, we have to simulate. And we win 4-2. As Fuhrer beats Ron Lowe, the former Oilers goalie. Devils are up 2-0. Ludwig with pair goals by Coffey, Curry, Gretzky, and Linsman scoring for them. We gotta get a third game in somehow. Not again. We could have played Los Angeles, but we have to simulate. And another 6-0 win. Yeah, we have to simulate. That's the rule. Moog gets a shot over Blake. Heidi, Pusar, Coffey, Fogelin, Gretzky, and Lowe. 6 different goal scorers. 3 with their 6th of the season. Heidi, Pusar, and Lowe. They are not letting me play through January. Oh, it must be the All-Star break. Yeah, it must be the All-Star break of 1984. I don't know where the All-Star game in 84 was in real life. Nor do I care. There we go. We got the Battle of Alberta coming up. We are 31-18-3. We have more losses now, as many losses as we do now in 52 games as we did in real life. Calgary is 26-18-6. In real life, they were only 2 games above 500. Fewer in the net against Reggie Lemelin, who became the first goalie to use synthetic pads for goalie pads. Don Edwards, Kitchener. Yeah, former Kitchener Ranger Don Edwards is the backup. Mike Ferdinand is still getting his feet wet. The Flames have Eddie Beers, what a name. Lanny McDonald, Great Leaf. Before fucking Punch In Black was a dickwad. Leaf rant notwithstanding, of course. Kent Nielsen from Atlanta to Calgary. Hawk and Loop, what a name. Doug Ricebrill, Kitchener. Yeah, he was former Kitchener Ranger. Dan Quinn? No, he wasn't a Kitchener Ranger. Save Tambellini, Mike Eves, Colin Patterson, Al McInnes. Yes, Kitchener. That makes 5. Jim Pavlinsky, Roger Crum, former Islander. Stevie Bozek, Jimmy McCowan, Paul Baxter, Paul Reinhardt, Kitchener. So 6 former Kitchener Rangers are on the rosters of these 2 teams. Jim Jackson, Dave Heinrich. Well, they're not Kitchener Rangers. Curry Underland, Tim Hunter, Tony Stiles, Kerry Wilson, Steve Conway, Jimmy Hislop, and Mickey Fulton. For Levelin's the goalie, not Edwards. 3 minutes into the game. Calgary delivers a hit. Much later. Cardi Dahl. Curry's 31st from Hunter and Anderson. 6 minutes later. Yeah, that's right. No shot. 2 minutes later. Against Gretzky. Damn. 1-0 through 20. Much later. There's no penalty. Fuck. 5 minutes later. A hit. A powerful hit. 3 minutes later. Much later. Chance for Lindstrom. No. It's funny. After 40 minutes, again, we look at our opponents. 1 minute. Calgary takes a penalty. Riceboro. Hughes, no. Gretzky, no. 2 minutes later. Okay. 3 minutes later. Anderson. Makes it 3-0. Much later. Gresham. And a fight between Baxter and Lumley. Doesn't hurt anyone. Chance for Coffee? No. Much later. Oh my god, they scored with 1 minute left. El Oranta. Fuhrer had a shutout right in his paws. Fuck. Oh, it's an empty net. 2 goals. Well, Calgary gets penalized. It's El Oranta. We're safe. I still miss the shot. It doesn't matter. We win 3-1. Very low scoring Battle of Alberta, especially in the mid 80s. But hey, a win's a fucking win. So we play on the Saturday. Oh, we don't play Saturday night hockey. I thought we did. Sunday we obviously do. Everyone's playing. We're in Washington. Oh boy. Washington's one of the most shocking teams around. Well, it's Washington in real life. They won 48 games. So they were decent. All right. So we lead Calgary by 7 points at 32, 18, and 3. We are the top team in the conference. Minnesota has 62. We have 67. Calgary 60 points. Winnipeg and Vancouver are fighting for third. LA's far back. Minnesota, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit. Toronto has just been caught and passed. Buffalo and Boston are in the 70s. Montreal is getting close too, in Quebec. So I think we basically know who's going to make the playoffs in the Wales. Because Hartford's 29 back. Pittsburgh's 30 back of the playoff spot. And New Jersey's 33 points back. But New Jersey's practically playing Turtle Derby. But the Kings are number one. And losing. Gretzky, 40 goals, leads Peter LaRouche and Michel Goulet by 1. We have 16 30-goal scorers. Yuri Curry is now 13th on the goal-scoring list. He actually had a blossom up. There's Brian Bellows, another former Kitchener Ranger. Paul Coffey is tied for 23rd. Gretzky's got 100 points already. Goulet's second. Coffey's third in points, tied with Trotz. But, yeah, that's not bad. Anderson jumps in the 30th. Goal scoring. Al Jansen back to the goals against lead with Brasso and Reagan. So Washington's got two very good goalies, Jansen and Reagan. Probably, I hope we don't face each other. Oh, Grant Fuhr's now 10th in goals against and tied with Andy Moog. So Fuhr had those great games for us. Now his goals against have stepped. Shocking move. Greg Millen's won 11 games for Hartford out of 15. He has a better goals against. I look at Danny Heron, 5 wins and 14 losses. Like Danny Heron having a better goals against than Greg Millen. Ed Stanikowski, 4-11-4. He has a better goals against. And Chico Resch has a better goals against. But anything's possible. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.